30.5 in that matchup there. All right, let's go ahead and slide into, let's do some baseball first. We're going to take care of a couple baseball games, not the full slate, but we have 5 games to take a look at. So we're going to start off with the Mets taking on the Phillies. 7:05 Eastern first pitch in Philadelphia. The Phils opened -130, total 7.5, and since those markets opened this one up, not a whole lot of movement on the total, although we did see a 15-cent fade of the Fightins when it comes to the money line, down to -115. So once again, the Phillies opened 130, down to -115, total 7.5. 58% of the consensus is leaning toward Philadelphia. 55% of the consensus is leaning toward the under. Right now, the Mets are plus 105 on the money line. Philadelphia is plus 190 on the run line. We have Noah Syndergaard probable for New York. Aaron Nola probable for Philadelphia. Now, Syndergaard for the Mets is 1-1 on the year with a 4.74 ERA. Nola for the Phils is 1-0 so far on the season, 6.46 ERA for Aaron Nola in the Fightin' Phils. Now, the Phillies ranked first in walks, 6th in scoring. Meanwhile, the Mets are just 3 and 4 straight up in their last 7, and they rank 28th in hits allowed. So their opponents getting on base an awful lot against them. Now, total-wise, the Mets are 11-3 to the over. Philadelphia 9-4 to the over. Give me Aaron Nola getting the W tonight. Aaron Nola -115 in the over. 7.5 runs in that matchup there. Next game, Chicago Cubs taking on the Miami Marlins. 7:10 Eastern first pitch in Miami. The Cubs open 130, total 8.5. And since those markets open this one up, we're seeing a nickel move toward Chicago on the money line, and we're seeing movement toward the under on the total. Right now, -135 and 8 flat. So once again, Chicago open 130 up to 135. Total open 8.5 down to 8 flat. Right now, Miami's plus 110 on the money line. We have Yu Darvish for Chicago, Richards for Miami. Now, Yu Darvish for Chicago is 0-2 on the year with a 7.50 ERA. Richards for the Fish, 0-1, but has a very nice low 2.00 ERA. Now, Chicago is 2-1 straight up in their last 3. They rank 3rd in road scoring, 2nd in road walks. Miami, on the other side, ranks dead last in home walks, really struggling to get base runners on the base path. They're also just 4-11 straight up overall for the year. When it comes to the total, Miami is 8-1 to the over at home. Chicago, 10-4 to the over for the season. Give me the Cubbies -135 and the over 8 runs in that matchup there. Next game, we're going to skip a few and take a look at the Cardinals taking on the Brewers. 7:40 Eastern first pitch in Milwaukee. Now, the Brewers open the betting as the $1.20 favorite, total at 8.5. And since those markets open this one up, Milwaukee continues to take a little action, take a little money here. 15-cent move toward the Brewers. We're also seeing movement upward on the total, up to an even 9 runs. So once again, the Brewers open 120, up to -135. Total open 8.5, up to 9 even. 65% are on Milwaukee, 72% on the over. Right now, St. Louis is plus 120 on the money line. Milwaukee plus 140 on the run line. We have Hudson for the Cards, Peralta for the Brewers. Now, Hudson for the Cardinals is 0-1, but has a 2.79 ERA. Freddie Peralta, 1-0 on the year for the Brewers. Milwaukee is 10-5 straight up overall, 5-2 straight up at home. They rank 3rd in home scoring and 3rd in home hits. St. Louis on the other side, well, they're 20th in striking out, 28th in walks given up. And when it comes to the scoring, Milwaukee is 9-5 to the over for the season, 5-2 to the over away from home. Give me the Brewers -135 and the over 9 runs in that matchup there. Next game, after skipping a couple, it will be Indians, Mariners, 10-10 Seattle. Cleveland's -120, total 7.5. 51% are leaning Seattle, 60% shaded toward the over. Right now, the Mariners are plus 105 on the money line. Cleveland plus 140, laying the 1.5. Trevor Bauer for the Indians. Kikuchi for Seattle. Bauer is 1-1 with a 2.29 ERA. Kikuchi has a 4.15 ERA. Seattle is 13-4 straight up overall for the year. They're 6-3 straight up as the dog, and they rank first in Major League Baseball in scoring, first in hits as well. Now, Cleveland on the other side, completely different story, and as a matter of fact, they rank dead last in hits and 26th in scoring. They've also won just 3 out of 8 games away from home this year, and they've dropped 4 out of their last 5. Now, total-wise, Seattle's 14-3 to the over for the season, 6-2 to the over at home. Give me the underdog. Give me the home dog. I'll take Seattle plus 105 in the over. 7.5 runs in that matchup there. Next and final game for the show, it is going to be Reds-Dodgers, 10-10 Los Angeles. The Dodgers open the betting as the $1.70 favorite, total at 7. We're seeing a nickel fade of the Dodgers on the money line down to 165. So once again, LA open 170, down to minus 165, totals at 7. 56% are leaning toward the Dodgers. Cincinnati's plus 145 on the money line. Dodgers plus 120 on the run line. Castillo for the Reds. Kershaw making his first start for the Dodgers. Castillo is 1-1 with a 0.92 ERA. And once again, Clayton Kershaw making his first start for the LA Dodgers. Now, the Dodgers ranked first in home scoring, second in home hits. Cincinnati's dropped their last 4 straight away from home. They're also just 1-5 straight up as the underdog. When it comes to the total, the Dodgers are 7-2 to the over at home. Give me the Dodgers minus 165. And the over, 7 runs, a clean sweep of overs for me this evening. All right, next and final slate for the show. It is going to be Stanley Cup playoff hockey. We're going to begin with Boston at Toronto, 7 o'clock Eastern puck drop in Toronto. The Leafs open minus 110. Pretty much a pick-em contest, a coin flip as this one opened up. Total at 6. But after this one opened up, we did see steady and consistent movement toward the Maple Leafs. They're now minus 120, a 10-cent move toward Toronto. So once again, the Maple Leafs open 110 up to minus 120. Totals at 6 goals even. 52% of the consensus is leaning toward Toronto. 51% shaded toward the over. Right now, Boston's plus 105 on the money line. Toronto plus 220 on the puck line. We have Tuukka Rask projected in that for Boston. Freddie Anderson projected in that for Toronto. Boston is 636 when Tuukka Rask makes the start. Toronto is 617 when Freddie Anderson makes the start. This series is knotted up at 1 game apiece. We're going into Game 3 tonight. Once again, 1 game apiece in this series. Very competitive as expected. Now, Toronto does rank 4th in the NHL in scoring, 5th in shots. They're 23-16-2 at home. Boston, on the other side, 15th in road scoring. They did lose Game 1 at home by the final of 4-1. Absolute domination there. Now, total-wise, this series is 2-0 to the under thus far. Boston's also just 17-23-1 to the over away from home this year. So with all that in mind, I'm going to lean toward the home team in this matchup here. Give me Toronto minus 120 and the under 6 goals in that game there. Next game, Caps, Canes, 7 o'clock Eastern puck drop in Carolina. The Carolina Hurricanes open the betting as the $1.20 favorite, total at 5.5. And since those markets open this one up, we're seeing a 10-cent move toward Carolina on the money line up to 130. We're also seeing movement upward on the total up to an even 6 goals. So once again, Carolina open 120 up to minus 130. Total open 5.5 up to 6 even. Right now, Washington's plus 110 on the money line. Braden Holtby for the Caps. Peter Mrazek for the Canes. Washington is 586 when Holtby makes the start. Carolina's 548 when Peter Mrazek starts in the net for them. Washington is leading the series 2-0. Washington's also winning 70% of their games at the current market price. They're perfect 6-0 against Carolina this season. The Canes, on the other side, well, they've won just 10 out of 27 games taking on teams over 550. They're also just 4-5 straight up in their last 9. Total-wise, Washington is 65% to the over, taking on teams allowing 2.6 to 2.9 goals per contest. Give me the road dog in this one. I'm going to take the Capitals plus 110 and the over 6 goals in that matchup there. Next game, Predators, Stars, 9:30 Eastern puck drop in Dallas. Now, we've had a good old-fashioned flip of the lines in this game here already. Dallas opened plus 105, now minus 120.